So today I'm going to be discussing areas of the heart and how that all works. And we've got two atria here, the right one and the left one. Even though it's on the left side of the screen, it is our right one because we're looking at it. And then we've got two ventricles down here, the right ventricle and the left ventricle. And the way that it works is we get blood back from the body, and the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava here supply this right atria with deoxygenated blood after it returns back from the body, pumps it down through the tricuspid valve here, down into the right pulmonary artery, or right pulmonary ventricle, and then it pumps that out through the pulmonary trunk, the pulmonary artery, to the lungs. Now, once it goes to the lungs, it's the only time that blood goes through an artery, or moves through an artery that is deoxygenated. It goes to the lungs to pick up oxygen through the alveoli, and then it gets pumped back from the lungs through these pulmonary veins in the back of the heart here into the left atria. Now, once it's in the left atria, it goes down into the mitral valve, through the mitral valve, into the left ventricle. Once it's in the left ventricle, it travels through this aortic valve into the aorta and gets transferred through the body. And then it goes through that whole cycle again once it's in the body, and then the blood pumps back into the right atria from the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, and then it makes that trip again. The only structure here that isn't shown is the pulmonary valve, which the right ventricle pumps through the pulmonary valve into pulmonary artery to go and supply the lungs with deoxygenated blood to pick up all of that oxygen and transfer all the carbon dioxide out of the blood. And then it comes back to the left atria and then left ventricle, up through the aortic valve and into the aorta through the body. This happens really quickly because it can have up to 3 billion beats per human life cycle. Fun fact about the heart: the average human heart is about two fists clasped together, and that actually is roughly the size of the human heart. And yeah, so that is how the heart tends to function. Now, these ventricles need bigger areas surrounding them because they have higher pressure. To be able to pump the blood out, they need more cardiac muscle tissue in order to make all of that happen. Now, these ones are just like the relaxed chambers of the heart that just have to push the blood down, or pump the blood down into the relaxed ventricles. The way that the valves work is pretty interesting too. It's a one-way valve. Once it goes through, it shouldn't be able to come back unless the valve is damaged. If the valve's damaged, then sometimes blood can pool in specific areas, and that's not good. But yeah, that is the pretty much basic rundown of how the heart functions and works to pump the blood through our system. Thanks, and I hope this video helps a lot.